願いします。Let's start with Zazen. Check your posture, your breathing. Releasing more and more tension on each out breath. That makes it easier for your spine to be long and tall, your posture to be open. Let your stomach area really relax and expand as you breathe in, and settle back as you breathe out. Okay, Senpai, so we'll do a little different warm-up today. Since we have the Boken out and available, we'll use the Boken for a different kind of warm-up. So get your Boken. Right side, blade up, of course. Let's do a high bow to the Shoman wall, blade towards you. And left side, eyes up, bow. Okay, now we're going to use it as a warm-up for a warm-up tool. So we're not going to hold it like a regular Boken. We're going to hold it blade towards you, or sorry, blade away from you, sharp end away. One hand on the handle, other hand on the sword. And so this is just going to be a training tool to help us keep that basic shape and our basic center line alignment while we do different movements and different warm-up. Basically Minucci shape, right? And also having the blade out away from us reminds us about being very sharp with our mind, very clear and sharp with our attention and our focus. So like this, yeah, you'll definitely need to stagger the line. So Siler, can you come forward like Odin did? That's probably a good way to stagger it. Okay. Okay. 1 foot in front. All we're going to do to start with is shift the weight forward, push the blade forward, shift the weight back, bring the blade back. So very simple. Warming up, but keeping a nice straight back. And switch feet. Let's see a good weight shift. So Odin, let's see you shift that weight forward and back. Use those legs. Okay, now we're going to do Funakoki Endo, basically. Boat rowing. And one good thing about using this tool is I can't bring my hands past my hips, right? When we do these movements, we want our hands here in front of our hips. They get past the hips, we can get stuck if someone grabs us. So with this tool, it helps us make sure that we can't get past our hips. So that's another useful aspect of this training tool. The switch stance. Remember, use your legs and weight shift, not your arms. Now with Tenkai. Take your time to shift your weight forward and shift your weight back before you turn. So you shift forward, shift back, then turn on the heel, then the other heel. Shift forward, back, then turn. Okay. Now, I'm going to step back my front foot and come up my center line. Step back with my front foot, come up with the other end, the handle end, center line. Step back, cover center line. Step back, cover center line. Then I do a Tenkai. I step back, up center line, step back, up center line, step back, up center line. Tenkai, step back. When you reach the end of the room, you do a tenkai, step back again. Yeah, the whole time coming up center line. Okay, good. Now, Tenkan Undo, 90 degrees. I step up and drive it up center line, step back, down center line. I step up, drive it up center line, step back, down center line. So it comes from the legs and feet as always. Okay, so let's do this together. Each count is there and back. We'll go nice and slow. Let me do a couple towards the camera so you can see the alignment really good. When I step up, that drives it up center line, right up center line. When I step back, it cuts it down center line. When I step up, it comes up center line, step back, down center line. Okay, so there and back on one count. Each. Knee, keep your knees bent. San. Shi. Oh. Knees bent. Roke. Sich. Hutch. Ku. Ju. It's looking good. So, Senpai Odin, want to see more movement here. So you're going about here, about here, about here. That's like doing Minucci to about here. Minucci to about here is not going to serve us very well, is it? We're not protecting the neck, the face. It's not fully extended. So we wouldn't do Minucci here. Full, complete movement. Spirited movement. Intentful movement. So you want this to completely cover your center line. Completely cover center line. Nice big movement. Okay, let's do the other side now. 180 degrees. Right side forward. So let me just demonstrate a couple. Again, back foot coming up, drives the bottom end up. Foot coming back, drives it down. Up center line, nice and big, Odin. Down center line. Okay, let's do that together. There and back on one count. Knees bent. Nice, good straight posture. Each. Take your time. I'm going to count slowly. Knee. Right up center line, right down center line. San. Bend those knees. Shi. Go. Roke. Sich. Hutch. Ku. Ju. Good. So Senpai Odin, that was much, much better movement. Yeah, nice bigger arc. Very good. Remember, we're holding the sword this way. Nice, bigger movement. Very good. Now, let's take a light horse stance and do like a figure 8 using your hips. Up, up, up with one end, the handle end, up with the tip end. Making a nice big figure 8, but that's mainly coming from your legs and hips. Mainly from your legs and hips. Let's see it, Odin. It's just coming from the legs and hips. So that's coming up, right? Coming up, coming up, coming up. Let's go the other way, where we come down with one end, come down with the other end, come down with the other end. Again, shifting the weight and turning the hips. Legs and hips. So Senpai Odin, let's see a better horse stance. Bend those knees. Shift the weight. Okay, all the senpai. So Titus is doing pretty good with the weight shift. Let's see all the senpai. Watch here. Shift the weight. Turn the hips. Shift the weight. Turn the hips. Titus, Kyla, Tyler, that's much better. Odin, I need to see you shift that weight. Shift the weight side to side, Odin. One leg, then the other. So Odin holding it this way. Both hands palm down. There you go. Odin, let's see you shift the weight. That's what it takes, Odin. Keep that going. That's what we want. Okay, now shift the weight, ski. Shift the weight, ski. That's all legs and hips again. Let the arms be fairly relaxed, like arm swings. Odin, let's see a weight shift. So this is not just an arm thing, right? Shift the weight, shift the weight. Okay, now in a forward stance, same thing, but now we're going to shift the weight forward and back. So we do a ski to the front, ski to the back, ski to the front, ski to the back. So I'm not really doing anything with my feet. I'm just shifting the weight forward and back. Switch stance, shift the weight forward, shift the weight back. Bend those knees. Come on, senpai, let's see those knees bend. Nice stable stance. Okay, now we're going to do tenkai. So all that means is we're going to turn on the heels, right? So I turn on my heels, turn on my heels. Tenkai, tenkai. Okay, I said turn on the heel. There you go, Titus. Now you're turning on those heels. Right, tenkai, tenkai. So you turn on the heels. That's it, Siler. Very good, Siler. Okay, now Irimi Sugiyashi, very, very basic movement. Irimi Sugiyashi with one end forward. Doesn't matter if it's the handle end or the spear end. Doesn't matter because we'll be switching to the other side eventually. So Irimi Sugiyashi, I'm going to start relaxed like this. So just hanging down like that. Then when I go into Sugiyashi, I'll have the stance here, but my arms are down. Sugiyashi, point the end. Sugiyashi, point the end. Sugiyashi, point the end. Okay, so left side forward. Each. Forward stance, right? Forward stance in the left leg. Knee. San. Shi. Go. Rope. Other side. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Do. Ro. Senpai Odin. I want you to apply yourself more. Yes. You weren't even looking forward. You're just kind of looking down. That's not good training. Look forward, be aware of your space. Make it real in your mind so you can imagine someone in front of you or something coming towards you. Maybe they have something in their hands. Maybe they have a sword. Whatever it takes to get your mind going so your body is going. Okay, one more thing here. Now let's do Ayumi Ashi. So I'll start with my right leg forward. I start with my arms down like before. I switch the feet for Ayumi Ashi and extend the side forward. So that's going to be extending the back side forward. Here we go, right side forward. Ich. Ni. San. Bend those knees. Shi. Go. Rok. Sich. Bend those knees, Odin. Hutch. Ku. Ju. Other side. Hidari. Each. Forward stance into forward stance. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rok. Sich. Straight back, Titus. Straight posture. Hutch. Ku. Ju. Okay, Senpai, we're going to work on your program material, Kumitachi. So that's paired sword. All of them are from Shomen Attack. And you've been through all of these before on the mats. So it might take a little bit to refresh your memory. It's been a little while, but we have done this. So all from a Shomen Attack. So the first one, I'll demonstrate. You're going to start by bowing to your partner, eyes up. You both go into say gone. The attacker will be doing a slow showman strike. The defender is going to come offline and cut down on their sword. We'll do omoti and ura. So if you imagine someone coming towards me, I blend with their attack. You'll remember this. As they raise a sword, I raise my sword. As they come into attack at the last moment, I move. Because if I move too soon, they can track me. Obviously, if I move too late, that's going to be a problem. So that's why we learn to match, blend and match right from the very beginning. So as they come in, I'm kind of blending and matching with their attack. But at the very, very last moment, I come offline, come on top of their sword with my sword. So that will look like this. If you imagine the attacker's coming into me. So I go offline to the ura. I go offline to the omote. So we're going to their sword. So let's do this together. So place the sword on your left side. I'm going to be your attacker for all four of you at the same time. So let's bow with eyes up. Seigon. So let me just demo for you. So if I'm facing the same way as you, and I'm being the same role as you, being Nage, what you're going to do, as I come in with the attack, try to blend with the timing, raise the sword, as I raise my sword, come offline, Sugiyashi, at the last moment, coming down on top of my sword. Remember not to pop up your backhand. That makes everything kind of light and not very solid. So make sure that left hand stays anchored to the ground. Remember, when you raise your sword to match mine, don't drop it way behind, right? All those basic principles. So let's see how you do. I'm going to come towards you. I'm going to come slow. Do your best to time it like it's real right in front of you. Let's see you in Seigan. Yes, a couple more. So Siler, we're going to go to the right. Oh, hold on a second here. Actually, let's have you go to the left. So Siler was the one that was correct for this one. Either way is fine, but let's pick Ura. So Siler, let's do what you just did. I think you went to the left, which will be to the Ura. Yes, that'll be to the Ura side. Always going to the, almost always going to the Ura side, just like an empty hand is often better because you're getting a little bit more behind them instead of in front of them, which is always better if you have a choice. So yes, so your footwork is going to be not Sugiyashi. You're simply going to slide to the left. Slide to the left. Okay, let's begin again. I'm going to come slow, so focus, bend your knees. That's it. Try not to bend over. Nice and straight. That's looking better. Right. Try to imagine you're coming right on top of my sword. Excellent. Very good. Now, let's have you go to the other side. So you're going to look like this. Again, wait for my attack, blend with it. So that's going to be a Sugiyashi. On top of my sword. Okay, here we go. Good. So Titus, are you using your brother Siler's head for a target? Yeah. Okay, well, let's not do that. I want you to come right down lower on top of my sword. So if you need to move and adjust a little bit, I know you're being very careful and controlling your strike very well. So you weren't going to hit your brother. I know that. I just want you to come a little bit lower to come down on top of my sword. So if you need to adjust your line, go ahead. That's it. One more. Okay. Now, bow to me. I'll bow to you, eyes up. Yes, put the sword to your left side. Partner up with someone. Do a bow, eyes up to a partner. Good. Move so you have room, but I can also see you. Let's see if we can get all four people going at the same time. So yeah, Odin and Kyla come closer to the camera. And then Siler and Titus can be closer to that back wall. Okay, let's say Odin's side, Siler's side are going to be nage. In other words, you're the one that's going to step offline and cut on top of their sword. It'll be first to the Ura side, So I believe that means you'll be moving towards the laptop, moving towards the screen to do your evasion. Remember to wait for your partner and blend with them. So Titus and Kyla, we went slow right now, especially slow attacks. So we'll go on my signal, okay? Is everybody ready and Seigan? So there should be a few inches before your sword, between your sword tips. Height, nice and slow. Come back. So Odin, we're going to the Ura side of your partner. Ready? Everybody in Seigan? Height. That's it. Want a few inches between the sword tips. Height. 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 Okay, now you can stay where you are, but we're going to switch roles. So now Titus and Kyla will be the receivers, Nage. So you're going to be moving to your left. Odin and Siler went slow attacks. Ready? Height. Yes. Kyla has the correct footwork. Height. So remember right now, all the senpai, take a quick look. We're going to slide off like this. So Kyla has that. We could do Ayumi Ashi, and that would be really good too. But let's just do a slide step off like that. Later on, we might do Ayumi Ashi for that. Right now, we'll just do a slide step. Ready? Height. That's right, Titus. That's right, Kyla. Ready? Good. I'm seeing some nice extension. Odin, that's good. You're pointing that tip out. Good. Everybody's extending. Height. Once more. Height. Good. Now, as you might remember, the next one, same thing exactly, but cutting to the wrist. Okay, so I'm going to have you set up again. We'll switch roles again. So Siler and Odin are the Nage. You're going to move to your left to the Ura. You're just going to be a little bit, strike is not going to be on their sword. It's going to be towards their front wrist. But don't make contact. So you stop just before you touch the wrist. Okay, ready, say go on. Height. So you're going to move to your left, Siler, or pardon me. So yeah, Siler and Odin, you'll be moving to your left, right? Moving to your left, just a slide step. Right on top of the wrist, very carefully, but not touching the wrist. Ready? Height. That's it. That's the correct footwork, Siler. Height. That's good timing, Odin. Everybody's keeping a pretty good extension with your tips. Very good. Ready? Yes. Height. So Kyla and Odin make a little bigger swing. We don't want it too big for sure. You don't want to create an opening, but a little bit more than that, both of you, receiver and attacker and defender. Yes, there you go. Ready? Height. Height. Yeah, so Odin, let's have a bigger swing. So match your partner, come up as high or almost as high as your partner. But just a bigger swing. We just want more movement. Ready? Height. That's a good cut, Siler. One more. Height. Switching roles. So set up and good Seigon. Kyla and Titus are be moving to their left. Just a slide step to the left, coming down just before the wrist, just on top, not quite, not making contact. Let's see, good Seigon. Nice and slow. And Kyla and Titus are going to blend with their slow attack. Height. Good. Everybody's keeping good extension. Height. Height. Good. Titus, I like how you're waiting. Height. That's good timing, Kyla. Height. Nicely done. Nicely done. That movement is coming together. Okay, we have to do Ura yet. So we'll have Siler and Odin, again, being a receiver, being Nage. You're going to move to your right. That's going to be basic Sugiyashi. Keep your weight in the forward leg. Right knee stays bent. You're going to the wrists. It could be either the front wrist or the back wrist, whichever is easier to reach in that moment. Okay, set up, Seigon. So Titus and Kyla are going to be the attackers. Slow showman. Odin and Siler going to be Nage or the defenders. Moving off to your right, Sugiyashi. Ready? Height. Good. Height. And Odin, let's get a bigger swing. And Kyla, you can make your swing a little bigger too. Height. Titus and Siler, both of you are looking very good in both roles. So Titus, you're doing good in your role. Siler, you're looking very sharp. Ready? Height. Yeah, that was a good cut, Kyla. That was a good cut. Good strike. Height. So Odin, raise the sword a bit more. So Kyla, I'm going to ask you just to, your cut is good. You're making it bigger. Make it a little bit slower, just so it's more obvious for Odin to raise his sword more. So slow down your strike. Ready? Height. Wait for the signal. Wait for the signal. Height. Good. Okay, now you guys will remember this one as well. You can put your sword on your left side, blade up, as you watch me. And now, as the partner, Azuke, comes in to do the same showman strike, I'm simply going to go slide step in, ski to the abdomen. So watch from the side. As you know, our ski is from Seigon, Chudon, back to Seigon. So let's practice that a little bit, actually, quite quickly. So everybody face the screen, spread out a little bit. We're going to just do a little bit of ski. Make sure you either have enough space between you or you're staggered. So those that are in the back, you're not going to touch the person in front of you. Okay, so we're in Seigon. And I'll demonstrate a couple times. We'll just do basic ski. So I'm going to just do a slide step with the front foot, just like we do showman. Just like showman. So, but I'm going to do a ski. So ski and back. Ski and back. So at Seigon, the Chudon, back to Seigon. When you do the ski, the Chudon, make sure your left hand isn't higher than your right, so it doesn't pop up. Okay, so we'll do a couple of those. Seigon. So we're just going to do a slide step just with the front foot, just like a showman movement. Each. Knee. It's just the front foot. San. Shi. Rope. Rope. Okay, now we're going to do a full slide step. And that's actually what we do in this kata with our partner. This kumitachi, the attacker will actually be doing probably a slide step to be able to reach. Or the nage will be doing that. So, Seigon, Chudon with a slide step. Each, knee, and slide step back. San, shi, rope, rope, sich, hutch. Good, looking good, Odin. Okay. Now, partner up again and do a bow with eyes up. Okay, so same place as you were before. So let's have Titus and Kyla be the attackers. Same attack as before. We do showman. Same showman, slow showman, same as before. Exactly the same as before. But now Nage is going to do a slide step in, do a ski to the abdomen, and slide step back. Ready? Pull everybody in, Seigon. So Siler and Odin will be doing the ski to your partner's stomach area. Of course, you're not going to make contact. And wait for, as they lift the sword, that's where you go in. That's the blending. So you don't wait for them to come down with the sword to try to sneak in. You blend with their attack. As they start their attack, as they lift the sword, that kind of like sucks you in. So you enter inside their attack. You blend with their attack. Starting good Seigon, good extension. Ready? Height. Good. And slide back. Height. Good. Height. Height. That's good timing. One more. Height. That's good timing, Odin. Okay, we're going to switch roles. Okay, so now Siler and Odin are going to do slow showman. Slow showman attack. Titus and Kyla are going to enter in slide step to do ski towards the belly and then slide step back and Seigon. Okay, let's see you're ready. Everybody in Seigon. Height. Height. That's it. Height. Height. So Titus, you're doing a full step in with your back foot. That's not wrong. That's totally fine. But right now we're doing the slide step like we did when we did the solo ski. When we did ski on our own, we did slide step in, slide step back. Stepping forward with your back foot is not necessarily wrong, but slide step is a bit more controlled. If you do a big step with your back foot, that might be overcommitting yourself. So you do a slide step in, slide step back. Ready? Everybody in good Seigon. Height. Good. Height. 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 Couple more. Ready? Height. Height. That was a nice lunge, Siler. That was a good, pardon me, Titus. That was a nice reach, nice extension, nice step. Okay, bow to your partner, eyes up. Sword at your left side, eyes up. Okay, face the camera. Okay, let's do high bow to the showman wall, blade towards you. Right side. Full bow. Onegashimasu. Let's place the bokken out of the way. Remember the tip pointing away from the showman wall? And a blade pointing towards the wall. Now let's finish with some misogi. Let's do a light horse stance actually. Shift the weight, turn the hips, a little bit of arm swings just to relax those shoulders and arms. because we use them a lot with the weapons work. Relax the abdomen. Halloween skeleton hanging out, so all the weight goes into the legs and feet. Good. Now big stance forward, vertical arm swings. Vertical arm swings like Minucci. And other stance. Nice, good deep breathing. Good. Now some misogi, breathing in, expanding out from your center like a star, expanding out. Breathe out, coming back to your center like a pulsar. Okay, hold on a second. Raise your hand if you know what a pulsar is. Anybody know what a pulsar is? Pulsar, I believe, is a star that flashes, pulses in and out. I think it might spin really, really, really fast. But it looks like, when you look at it from a telescope, like it's flashing, dark, flashing, dark. So imagine you're expanding energy, consolidating energy, expanding out, coming back. And of course, that's what the breathing. Breathing in is expanding out, breathing out, settling back. Expanding out from your center, relaxing back to your center. Expanding out in all directions, behind you as well, and settling back from all directions. Do it with your breath, but your mind is leading everything. Really big, and all the way back, and just let your hands rest below the navel. Remember, sometimes we talk about a root, developing your root like the roots of a tree. So imagine your legs and your weight are entering the ground as you breathe deep. Now, a really long breath in through the nose. Long breath out through the mouth. Release your hands, let them swing a little bit. Breathe normally, but still in the abdomen. Feel the arms swing very, very relaxed until they're pulled straight by gravity. And you still have those roots way in the ground from your legs and feet. Good. Come out of that. Hey, Senpai, let's do a bow out. Domo arigatou gozaimasu. Well done, Senpai. Good work. Good work.